안녕하세요, 시타 씨. It's really great to have you here with me. And before we
Mhm.
start, can you please tell me a brief introduction about your learning history and also background before joining our one-on-one mentorship?
Mm. So I started last year. Yeah, started last year. I think it's been about, I started last year since March, learning Korean. Um, so that's been about 19 months now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think at the beginning, there was some interest, but I think I started learning seriously where I wanted to have a like a more structured, more serious approach to really learning Korean, like to an advanced level. Yeah, but it was mainly self-study at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just at the beginning was mainly just searching for different methods of study and trying to figure out which method was appropriate to for me
Mm-hmm.
personally. Um, yeah, so I just started learning by myself with apps, with like YouTube videos. Um, yeah, I tried to keep it consistent, but it was just mainly self-study. Yeah, I think that's
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of a brief introduction.
Okay, great. And how did it work out overall from your experience?
mm, I think it was fun at the beginning uh, to sort of familiarize myself with some of the like common vocabulary and the grammar. But then I think for me, the way that I learned, um, in the beginning, it was mainly like an app that I used, which I found a bit too, I guess, simplistic and not like as natural as I wanted it to be. It was just an app. It wasn't really me speaking or trying to form sentences or like learning phrases. So then I stopped that and then I started looking into like various YouTube channels that were focused on like language learning or Korean language learning materials.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so I did several of those, and then I did the like some like structured courses as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think the problem, yeah, I think for me personally, the way that I want to learn, like I didn't like especially for the course, like a very structured approach was too rigid for me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I struggled with actually being interested in the material and actually engaging with the material and actually learning and retaining what I learned because it was very academic, I might say.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for something as language learning, especially like for me, the wanting to speak a conversation, I didn't find it useful, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, I find it useful in actually developing that skill of just being able to speak naturally. So that I think I kind of struggled with that where it was, yeah, it felt like, it felt like school and I didn't
Mm,
really like that approach.
yeah,
Um, so then, yeah, I think so I think it was a bit inconsistent then. Yeah, I wouldn't do practice every day.
mhm,
Um, because I was like looking at different things and I wasn't quite sure. I didn't have quite a structured approach.
mm,
So I think that was what didn't work.
mhm,
And I didn't have like someone to correct me or like someone to speak to
mhm,
or someone to ask questions.
mm,
And until later actually. So I did have a tutor for about a few months where we went through a book.
mhm,
I think I started improving a little bit more because we would like go through the book. We would have like conversations like this face to face over Zoom, like speaking. She would correct me,
Mm,
and I could send her like messages with like questions that I had, and like yeah, like, she would correct my sentences.
mhm,
Um, but I think also again going through a book as well was a bit of an unnatural approach for me personally.
mm,
But I think I stopped because like there were scheduling differences and
mhm.
scheduling difficulties as well. That's
Okay.
why I couldn't continue with that tutor.
Mm,
Yeah, which led me to yeah this one-on-one
mhm.
mentorship. Yeah.
Okay. Mhm. Awesome. And how did you find my content, and also how did you learn about this one-on-one mentorship?
Um, there's I think I was watching a YouTube video. A
Mm-hmm.
YouTube video. I think you were speaking about like 5 things to I forget the exact title.
Okay.
It had something to do like shadowing practice, like how to learn
Ah,
naturally, I think.
okay.
And I found that interesting, but it was all in Korean. Like, yeah, it wasn't in English in it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like, I think these were useful tips.
Mm-hmm.
So then I saw on I think your description that you had, I think you said you provided one-on-one
Mm-hmm.
um, mentorship or yeah,
Mm-hmm.
mentorship.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, I actually need someone right now.
Mm,
Um, but at that point, I couldn't continue with the tutor that I had before.
I see.
So then I was like, okay, um, let me see yeah, what this is a part of. This is a potential. This
Mm,
someone I could potentially be able to learn. Yeah.
okay. Mm-hmm. But then, did you have any doubts about joining this program, or what made you say yes to join this program?
I think it was firstly the one-on-one. I think I work better with like one-on-one.
Mm,
Um, I think it's like more tailored to me personally, like my learning needs, like the way that I learn.
right.
Um, and I think I appreciated with the conversation that we had at the beginning,
Yeah.
where you wanted to find out why I wanted to learn Korean, like what were my learning goals. And yeah, you really asked a lot of questions to try and yeah, to try and see how you could help me reach that goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you really asked a lot of questions around like yeah, how I was studying before, how often I would study, what was successful before, what I would like to do in the future. And I think that made me more hopeful that I'll be able to um yeah, be able to reach that goal.
Mm-hmm.
Um and like really have that like and the fact that it was every day, there was something that I had to do and that's what I wanted as well. Like daily practice, like consistent daily practice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, yeah, like if I had questions or anything, literally, I could ask a question and then you'd answer or correct me, and that's what I wanted as well.
Mm,
So I think that attention to the learning needs that I had, and like
okay.
finding a way to accommodate or to see how you could um provide that was what led me to yeah to come on board.
Mm, mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm also curious if there was anything that almost you were not about to join.
Mm, I, I don't think it was. I think it was a big commitment. I think in terms of the price, in
Mm,
terms of the length.
yeah.
I think yeah, it's a big commitment. It is a big commitment. And I think for me, I had only been learning for like seriously learning for a few months. So I was like, "Are you sure? Maybe at this stage that you wanna you
Mm-hmm.
know, start because like once you start, like it's a commitment that you have to stick to.
Mhm.
I think that's what made me hesitate because I was like, okay, maybe later when you're sure, when you've, um, yeah, when you're sure that you want to do this long term, I think then you could consider, uh, could consider doing it. But then at that point, like I was serious about it. Like I actually wanted to
Mm,
improve. I really wanted
okay.
to learn. So I think
Mhm.
that wanting to learn sort of overpowered that hesitation.
Mm,
Um, because yeah, it is a commitment, but I was looking for a commitment
mm,
um that would hold me accountable
right.
financially, but also like time wise as well. Like every day there's something that I have to do. But I
Mhm.
think that that's what I wanted. Yeah.
Mm, okay. Mhm. So you ended up joining one-on-one mentorship, and how is your learning Korean going now?
I've seen an improvement. Like I really have. I think it's been 2 months now. Yeah. It's
Mm-hmm.
the third month.
Yes.
And I think I've seen firstly I'm enjoying the learning, which I think is important. Um like I'm still very much interested in learning Korean and like really learning it to an advanced level.
Mm-hmm.
Um but I think also I've seen an improvement in how firstly my speaking, like I'm able to um yeah, there's still a long way to improve, but I've noticed that make up sentences quicker than I had before.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I think I have like when listening to Korean like content, I'm able to understand not everything,
Mm-hmm.
but some things I'm able to pick up that I wasn't able to pick up before.
Okay.
And I think I found a nice structured approach to learning that is also interesting as well, like the speaking practice, the shadowing practice,
Mm,
the dialogue, challenge, the daily challenges. Like it is challenging to pick the sentences, but I think it's been a good challenge um, because I'm able to think quicker and
mm-hmm.
like come up with sentences quicker than I was able to do at the beginning. Like I don't think what I'm able to do now, I wasn't able
Mm,
to do at the beginning of this program. So I've I've noticed quite a difference,
mm,
which has been reassuring. Yeah.
okay. Mm-hmm. Then I want to ask you about your life now that stress has been removed. So, how is your day-to-day life different now compared to before joining the mentorship?
Mm, it's definitely a stress reliever because my life is like pretty stressful. Oh, no, it's busy,
Mm,
but I think Korean is that thing that I really um it's more than a hobby for me. It's like what you call it, interest of mine or some important thing other than work that I spend a lot of time on. Like other than work, other thing or other than like watching
mm-hmm.
videos or series, whether it's doing
Mm,
Korean, is learning Korean. And I think I think it's lessened the stress, but also I think because I enjoy other Korean content as well, like songs,
mm,
dramas. I've been able to enjoy that as well. Um, I think the learning itself has really been an enjoyable experience for me,
mm,
personally. Uh, yeah, like there's never, hopefully won't come. There's never been a point like in all this time where like since started learning, yeah, I was like, I don't really feel like doing this anymore.
mm,
I mean, there's been times where you like feel less motivated or like, you're tired,
mm,
but there's been that intrinsic interest and wanting to learn more,
mhm,
which has been a consistent thing throughout my learning journey.
mhm,
So I think that in and of itself has been something that has relieved a lot of stress and has made, yeah, I think, yeah, without it, I mean, I don't know if there's something else I would be interested in, but it's definitely something that has formed a big part of my life.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like even my family now knows that I'm learning Korean. Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
But they can see, like, I even sold the book and everything. They're like, okay, what's happening? They could like they see me doing it every day, and they're like, "Oh, you're doing that Korean? Then you learning Korean?"
My
Like,
Korean. Okay.
they can see that I'm actually especially like putting a lot of efforts into this. So
Mm.
yeah, I think
Mhm.
it's made life more enjoyable
Mm. Glad to
because of
hear that.
those.
Yeah. Okay.